Reopen all the assignments. All right. We get to make frequency tables. So frequency tables, first column is typically your categories. Second column is your frequency. Relative frequency is a fraction. Cumulative frequency is the accumulation of how many you have at that point in time. So at the end of the cumulative should be the number of data points that you should have. There's qualitative data and quantitative data. So qualitative consists of values that can be placed into non-numerical categories, where the quantitative, quantity, represents counts or measurements. Oh, you decide not to print this time? Challenging yourself? So in quantitative, it's useful to use groups or bins. That's your category or your range of possible values. And you're going to see a lot of that. Now, the ranges that they use is typically going to be even. Or I should say the same. So if you use 1, 2, 3, 3 data points, then the next one has to be 4, 5, 6. Next one has to be 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth. Right? If I decide to use 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the next one has to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? And so on and so forth. So out of these three here, which one is qualitative and which one is quantitative? Second one? Is it though? Are you? You're rating a film, but you're rating on a scale. It's not both. This is qualitative. It's qualitative because you're talking about the quality of the movie, right? That's what the rating is the quality of the movie, right? It's all subjective. You're not measuring how many people like this movie versus how many people... Yes. Okay? So this is qualitative. All right, so let's take a look at what the table should look like if we make a frequency table. Okay? Well, let's take a look. So if we look at the data, right, there's 20 of them. So did you say 70 to 75?
Yeah, do it in groups of 5 or something like that.
Okay. So here's the thing. If you're saying groups of 5, and you're starting at 70.
I only say that because of the amount of boxes, too. Fits it from 70. Because if the bottom is 70 and it goes to 100 and sets at 5, that puts you even.
Okay. So, but I don't disagree with what you're trying to say. I'm just disagreeing with your numbers. Okay? So, someone mentioned in the class we should start at 70 and go by 5s. Great idea. But if we start at 70 and go by 5s, where does 70 really go to? Does it go to 75? 70? 71? It goes to 74.
5 to 79, 80 to 84.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm more so
Oh.
saying 70 to 74, 75 to 79, 80 to 84, 85 to 89.
So if you guys notice why I just wrote on there would be wrong because the number of numbers in the score would be it would be inconsistent. Well, that would be inconsistent. Is that correct? Does that make sense? Okay. This right here, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. That's 5 numbers. Then you start at 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. That's 5 numbers. Okay? Right? Because when you look at 70 to 74, you don't think of there's 5 numbers there, but there is. Right? Same thing with 75 to 79. You don't think that there's 5 numbers there, but there is. So yes, that would go to 80 to 84, 85 to 89, 90 to 94, 95 to 99. So when you looked at the range of numbers, they went from like 70 to 100, right? If you look at it, it covers close to 90. I mean, 98 is the largest number there. And then you got 71, I think there is, or no, 72. So let's kind of round it out as 70 to 100. So let's think about where he got this groups of 5 from, right? So you see, he's thinking about going, okay, I'm going from 70 to 100. That's about 30 numbers, around 30 numbers. There is 6 boxes here that I need to fill in. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. So that's where he's getting that from. For the students that don't know where he got, why you pick 5. Okay? Because you said there's a number of numbers. I mean, there's a number of boxes that you got to fill. So, but he didn't mention there was 6 boxes there. Okay? So that's why I want to throw that out there so that you guys can go, oh, okay. So that's why he got the number 5. So that is one. Number 2, we got to make sure that these contain the same amount of numbers, right? Now, could I have chosen 3? I could have chosen 3. 70, 71, 72, and then 73, 74, 75, right? 76, 77, 78, right? And so on and so forth. I could have chose that. However, I would have needed more rows, right? I would need a lot more rows. So that's what I'll have to do, right? So that's the reason why, again, he chose 5. So we got to make sure that each one of these bins are exactly the same size. That's number 1. Number 2, after that, what we want to do is we want to go through number at a time and make sure we put the frequency down in terms of what we have. So if I was to look at this, I can go, okay, 76. Where does 76 go? It goes right here. 80. 80 goes right here. 78. 78 goes right here. 76 goes right here. 94 goes right here. 75. 98. 77. 84. 88. 81. 72, 91, 72, 74, 86, 79, 88, 72, 75, right? So I have 4, 7, 3, 3, 2, 1. So where is the relative frequency coming from? If we go back up here, so this would be 4 out of 20. Should we do times 100? Or should we just leave it as decimal? Okay. So that would be, what, 0.2? Yes? Which is known as 20%, just so you guys know. 7 over 20. Three out of 20. Two out of 20. And 1 out of 20. Now here's the thing. Notice that we have a total here, meaning if I add these frequencies together, I should have 20. If I add all of these percentages together, what do you think I should get? Or 1.00. Or better yet, a 20 out of 20. What does cumulative mean? It means that when I start from 70 to 74, I accumulated 4. When I get to next, I added 7 more to this 4. So now I'm up to 11. When I get to here, I add 3 to this. I get to 14, then 17, then 19, then 20. The cumulative is nice because then at the end I can say, yes, I do have 20 of these. So that's why the cumulative is important. Any questions there? I know, so hard. Go for it.
For the relative
I think it all depends on what they're asking. And obviously, it's going to be multiple choice, so you're going to see the choices, and you're going to know which one has to be done. Now, I would tell you that it's not going to be this as choice A, this as choice B, this as choice C. Okay? Because that would be nerve-wracking, right? Going, they're all right. Which one is more right? So, understood. So, a bar chart is just going to be bars. That's going to show you which of those, the frequency or the relative frequency, right? It should look the same, right? Because those percentages should correspond with the frequency, okay? And you'll see that on the bar chart when I show it to you. And the pie chart is really going to be based on your relative frequency, because that's going to be a full circle. It's going to be 100%, right? But the amount of pi that's taken should correlate or seems like the right size for each of that frequency as well. So it's going to look, I didn't even put it in here. I know why I didn't put it in here. Where is it? I did not put it in here at all. So, we did those already, right? Okay. I guess I'm going to have to draw it. So for your bar graph, how do I want to show this? Should I want to show it this way for that? Yeah, why not? Whoa. right? That would be your bar graph. Now, with a pie chart, it's going to be a lot harder for me to do free-handed. Because I don't know the percentages, or how to do it perfectly, I should say. So if I decide to go from there, 35%, I know that this would be 25%, right? That would be 50. Would that be about right?
We'll take your word that it's 35.
Thank you. And 20%, since this is 25%, so let's go 20%. And then you have two of them at 15%. Oh, boy.
That's a little small.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if that's 20%, that's 15. Huh?
We know what you're trying to put there. We got the.
That's 15.
It's the big one. There is no 30%.
There's a 20%. There's 15, 15, a 10. So it's got to be smaller than that. I failed already. Because now I got a 5%. It's over. Totally over. I'm done for.
Wait till I put that review on there that you don't know how to do that.
by eye.
I think it looks pretty good. You don't have to lie to him.
You don't have to lie to him. I think that's actually not too bad. No, that's pretty bad, actually.
Well, you got to color it. 35's on the left, correct?
Yes, this would be 35% here.
Art class at this school.
Pie chart.
Well, that's true. We all have a pretty good idea of
What I'm trying to do.
Which ones are which.
Because if I said this was 5, this was 15, 15, this was the 20. Yeah, I failed.
You need a 10%. So just call that one that's next to 5 the 10%. You have the one that you have the 20% and call that 15%, and then the last one 20%.
Yeah, I failed.
No, you're fine. You're overthinking it.
Well, actually, you know what? If I did this, right, then this should add up to the 50%. Right? So if that was the case, then I want this to be the same size as that. And then I got left with what? 5, 20, and...
So that one in between the 15 and the 20, call that the 10%, and then the last one. Leave the 5% in there.
Oh, this is all 6 of them, so I gotta decide on this part. What do I have left? I got the 30, the 5%, and the 10. So if I do this, if I call this 5, okay, so if this is 15, then that would be about 5, and 10 should double that.
Oh, that's like, the 20 is now like 27%.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that means the 15% needs to be a little bit more. Oops. Failure.
I think that works. That's right there. That's money right there. Don't touch that.
Oh, now you screwed it up.
You got it. That's it right there.
Yay!
Make it colorful.
Come on, make it colorful.
I did it online real quick, and you weren't too far off.
Yeah, that is pretty close, huh? So question is, let's say if I was to have a project for you guys, and I said to you guys, all of these need to be perfect. How would you go about doing that?
ChatGPT. Go ahead and make that pie graph for me, ChatGPT. Be done in a second.
I played the game for in a pool math games as a kid in elementary school, so I probably decently do it.
Way overthinking the room.
Well, the problem with ChatGPT is that your pie is going to look like... No. No, it won't. Try it. Try and chat. It won't be perfect at all. Excel would work. Now, here's the other thing that you would do. Because a full circle is 360 degrees, right? So if you multiply that by 20%, or 0.2, it'd be what? So that would be 72 degrees. Oh, sorry, degrees. Right? So you would do that for all of them, and then what you would do is create a line, and then measure the 72 degrees from that. Actually, I should have done it the other way. Let me see.
No denying.
That didn't work. I'm trying to go Tony Stark style, right? Just fling it over. That'd be great, wouldn't it? If you can just like have something on your phone, you just swipe it to a computer, it just goes right to it. I think that'd be great. I mean, ChatGPT is. Why can't it just communicate from one device to another? Even though it's different operating systems.
We'll be there in 3 years. For sure.
So yeah, so that's exactly what you will want to do. So you're hoping that from here to here, that this would be 72 degrees. Right? And that's where you would draw your lines. Make sense? So that means you have to use a protractor and all that type of stuff. So, what are some of the labels that you should have? A title or caption. What's your vertical scale? And your horizontal scale? And you always need a legend. What the heck is a legend?
Tells you what things are.
What do you mean, tells you what things are?
If you had a symbol or with the percentages or what those columns are.
So it might be something like this where we go, so we might have a legend.
That blue equals everybody at 90 to 94 or whatever, 85 to 89%.
Oh, 15%, yeah. Right? So that's what a legend is. It's something to tell you what it is. So what's the difference between a bar graph, a pie chart, or better yet, what's the difference between a bar graph and a histogram? Ready for a histogram? Whoa. That's a histogram.
Same drill.
Actually, is this skewed to the left or is this skewed to the right? So what's the difference between a histogram and a line chart? Line chart. Line chart. Cool? Time series graph. Any questions? If I don't have this ready, do I have the next set of notes ready? I didn't even look at it. This is a multi-bar chart or graph. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called legend. Here's what the horizontal and vertical line represent. Here's your title or your caption. And you can see that there is a scale. So what is this talking about here?
Pay differences.
Between?
Men and women.
Based on their education. What does it not tell you?
Where they got the information.
What else?
Who they asked. Or where.
What their career is. You can get a doctorate degree and be a teacher at FSW.
Or you. PhD.
Mm-hmm. Like even when we're talking about doctors, right? Like a brain surgeon,
Versus a physician. Two different things.
someone that decides to do family medicine,
Both have a doctor.
both are doctors, right? Like medicine doctors. Very different. One's much riskier than the other. Versus pediatrics. Right? So it is kind of something to think about there. Oh, sorry. Did I not post those? Let me look at something really quick. Do I have a 6A and 6B shell as well? Hey, the 5D shell looks great.
Not the 6A or B either.
The 5D shell is blank. It's literally one white sheet of paper. Yep, just don't like you. I just specifically went into your account and just said, no soup for you. Well, let's do this. Then I'm gonna do this, guys. Let's do this. I owe you a 5D shell, a 6A, and a 6B shell, right? Okay. We're gonna call it a day. I know, it's now nowhere close to time. I'm going to get those 3 shells to you. On Wednesday, we'll do 5D. Wow, you guys have like 2 weeks for 4 sets of notes. Yeah. Literally one a day. You guys seem so upset about that. So I guess we'll have shorter classes the next 2 weeks.
Right to the school about it.
Now here's the thing though. Let me show you guys something really quick. Oh shoot. I hate this. I'm going to have to do this here. Hold on. Hold door. Oh shoot. And this is the worst thing now. Yep, you guys are watching my password, aren't you?
It hides the keyboard.
Except for people here who can see me typing. Cancel. Come on, give me a new number. Thank you. Yeah, I hit something that kicked me out, and I don't know what it was. Well, I do have to. My computer just asked me for a new password, so I had to do that. I'm like, it's always very convenient. What was I about to show you? Oh, let's just do this. So you see week 11 is your exam 4, and literally the following week will be your final exam. So that means you'll have 1 day worth of review. Is that what you guys are comfortable with? So literally, if I look at it, what did I say it was the final exam? July 30th. Okay, so if I look at the calendar, where's my calendar? So literally the 23rd will be your exam 4, and then 30th will be your final exam. Are you guys good with that? Okay. Next thing. For the ones that might think, should I drop this class? Should I stay in the class because last day of drop is 7/9? To do that, you might want to open the grade calculator after exam 3 and download it and open Excel. And see, if you do this, you'll know what you need to average on exam 4 in the final exam to get the grade that you want. Yes?
What do you put for lab work average?
Oh.
Because I left it in there 0, and then it told me I needed to.
Yeah. Now I got to redo. Thank you for telling me that. I will repost this without the lab work for you guys. Because every other month, my classes have lab work except for yours. So now I got 4 things to do. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please have a wonderful, blessed day. Please be safe. Thank you for giving me more work. See you guys Wednesday. Later.